Okay, welcome back to the Basic Computer Repair and Networking, Unit number 6, PC Troubleshooting, Part 2, Presentation Lecture. We will go through a number of different aspects now of being able to address certain PC issues. Let's start off, though, with talking about how to recover from a system failure. When it comes to a system failure, a lot of operating systems have actually provided utilities to users that can be used to recover from a system failure. They should only be used by an experienced technician or even a user. Some of these utilities can include advanced boot options, Windows startup settings, which would be in Windows 8 only, system restore, recovery console, Windows recovery environment, and automated system recovery. We'll take a look and explore more into each of these different utilities in class. Now, some other utilities may also be Windows 8 recovery options or recovery partition, Microsoft System Configuration Utility, and Microsoft System Information. Now, when to use these different tools is going to be the expertise of the individual trying to troubleshoot the issue. But we will go through some different signs that indicate which one of these tools should be used in certain situations. Now, if we take a look at advanced boot options, there are different modes that you can boot your computer into rather than normal default. I'm not sure if most of you know that or not, but normally it is set to just default boot to a particular device, and then we just see our machine boot up, and then we log into it and we use it. But those configurations can be changed. Other modes can help if computer systems are stalls, printer problems, video problems, computer shuts down or locks up for no apparent reason, intermittent error conditions. So if we see any of these, we might also go into advanced boot options to see if we can troubleshoot the error. Windows 8 startup settings. I don't know if any of you actually have a PC running Windows 8. I myself am not a fan of it. Therefore, my home PC has Windows 7, and obviously my work laptop has Windows 10. So I'm not big on 8, and I'd rather not use it if I didn't have to. But in Windows 8, you can replace the Advanced Boot Options menu was replaced. It detects most errors and repairs them or presents the user with an option to start in safe mode. Accessing Windows 8 in safe mode, the user will need to change the computer configuration through the system configuration, which is a dialog box, or use the enable safe mode. Accessing Windows 8 startup settings. Now, the startup settings menu is accessed through a series of menus that provide various options to repair the PC. So the nice thing about Windows operating systems, as they evolve, the later models actually have more self-diagnostic tools with them to allow it to self-diagnose its own problem and repair itself, which is very helpful for the common user. System Restore, a tool that I have used many times, can be used to restore your system to a previous working state. So let's say, for example, you boot up your computer on a Friday and all of a sudden you have all these errors and you can't figure out how to troubleshoot it. You can restore your system back to a previous working state, maybe a day or two before when you didn't have the issue, and it should be working properly. Maybe there was a Trojan horse or any other type of threat that got into your machine and you were unaware of. You can restore points or backups of the system settings and configuration, and you can set a restore point which can be used to correct a system problem. You can also use Recovery Console, a last resort recovery utility. I can honestly say I've never used this. Used when user or technician cannot access safe mode startup, not installed by default. And then there's also Windows Recovery Environment, another tool I have not used, launched by booting to the Windows Vista or Windows 7. It's part of the installation DVD, and it will launch if there's a boot failure or a boot failure is detected. Windows Recovery Environment, this is a startup repair utility. It is referred to as WinRe. This is developed by Microsoft for their operating systems. It is launched by booting to the Windows Vista or Windows 7 installation DVD. So when you see that it's only accessible from the DVD, that means that it's not something that is necessarily part of the operating system. It is an additional tool to help diagnose problems in the operating system that is on your installation DVD. So you'll have to reference back to that to even have access to this diagnostic tool. Automated system recovery, or Windows XP utility. Windows XP is a very old operating system, obsolete. Many of you probably have never even used it or wouldn't be able to use it if you wanted to, because it's probably an obsolete operating system at this point. Automatically restores critical files that were backed up by the backup utility. And then in Windows 8 recovery options are going to include incorporating new options for recovery after the computer system fails, and refresh the PC without affecting files, as well as removing files by formatting the partition. So as you can see, again, as we get to Windows 8 from Windows XP, which is an older utility, a lot of self-diagnostic troubleshooting, identification, and self-repair. Now, when it comes to Windows 8 recovery partition, which revolves around the area and where the operating system is stored or saved, recovery partitions help restore a computer system back to its original condition. Now, in the operating system Windows 8, Microsoft first incorporated a recovery feature called Refresh Your PC. And the Microsoft System Configuration Utility, also referred to as msconfig, allows the user to perform a diagnostic startup. It also allows the user to select specific services and applications not to load. So now you can go into your Windows operating system as it begins to boot, and you can deselect some of those particular services that would normally be available to you if you do not want to use them. Microsoft System Information displays detailed information about the hardware and software within the system itself. This is normally used to identify hardware without the need of opening the computer case. If you've ever gotten a chance to open up a computer case, it is a pain. You have to power it off, unplug it, take out screws, be able to navigate through all of the wires and hardware pieces that are in the case and attached to the motherboard. It's not fun. Reinstalling the operating system. If you cannot repair the system using the utilities provided, then make sure that you reinstall the operating system, which should be a last resort. But when you are reinstalling the operating system, first try to perform a system upgrade or a system refresh to see if that resets the system and solves your problem. Windows Diagnostic Utilities, we will be breaking these down in class and taking a look at how these work. One of the utilities is Dr. Watson, DirectX Diagnostic Tool, System File Checker, Registry Editor, Event Viewer, Problem Setup Recorder, Remote Assistance, Windows Vista Problem Reports, and Windows Performance and Reliability Monitors. So what exactly is Dr. Watson? This is a standard Windows XP troubleshooting utility. So it's for an older operating system. It is used to diagnose software fault problems. DirectX Diagnostic Tool. This is a software development tool. It is used for multimedia applications. You might see DirectX extensions being asked to be installed for certain websites you wish to view, either if you are in Bing, Google, or even Firefox. System File Checker can be run to check for corrupt, changed, or missing files, and it is also used to restore system files. The Registry Editor is a Microsoft software tool used to view and modify the system registry files. It is consisting of 5 major groups, which are referred to as hives. Each hive is going to contain folders which are in the registry keys. The Registry Editor allows technicians to change values associated with those registry keys. And in general, do not make changes using the Registry Editor. This can normally open up your operating system and make it vulnerable to threats, so you need to be careful when you are messing with the registry. All right, so the Event Viewer, a centralized depository of various logs relating to system setup and configuration, application security, and even more. Specific types of events can be selected from the list of Windows logs located in that left pane. It does retain the history of the events that have occurred on a particular PC. It is a very, very, very valuable troubleshooting tool. It allows you to see what is running on your PC and what is running in the background to possibly diagnose where the issue is. The Problem Steps Recorder, this is available on only Windows 7 and Windows 8. This is designed as a screen capture tool to record a problem as it is occurring. There's also Remote Assistance, which means if we can't fix the problem, we can grant remote assistance to somebody who might be able to do so. They can take over our PC, go through it, troubleshoot it, and hopefully get it back in working order for us. It was first introduced in Windows XP allows the user to invite another user to access the computer for assistance and repair. Windows Vista Problem Reports and Solutions. This is going to identify problems as they occur on the system. Problems automatically reported to Microsoft, and if a solution is known, it is sent to the computer. Otherwise, it could be noted for a possible update that might be sent in the future. Can be used automatically to find solutions. It is accessed by clicking the Action Center icon. Windows Performance, Resource, and Reliability Monitors provide detailed information about performance issues and system reliability. You always want to monitor how your PC is performing to try and get ahead or be proactive about possible issues that might arise in the future. Performance and monitoring and collecting data about the system hardware and devices. The Resource Monitor, which is going to allow you to observe the effects of programs and services on the computer's hardware and resources, speed and performance. Reliability Monitor, which monitors and records computer events that affect the computer's stability. Windows Memory Diagnostic Tool. This is memory problems difficult to identify if we have problems with the memory. Restricts the use of the RAM cell locations if a problem is detected within the RAM. Accessed through the control panel and can also be accessed from the computer command prompt. So the control panel is GUI or graph or user interface, command prompt, command line interface. Data recovery techniques that can be used to assess data that is not actually lost. So common ways to recover data. Software may be reused using recovered data. Mechanical and electronic repairs in a clean room. This is where dust and foreign particles have been completely eliminated, may also be used to recover data. Data recovery can be a tricky tactic, so make sure that you know exactly what you're doing as you are attempting to recover data that may not have been lost. There's also preventative maintenance that users can do in these cases. Preventative maintenance, you can perform routine maintenance on your PC to help prevent troubleshooting issues and improve performance. System backup should be performed as part of your routine system maintenance. Windows includes a utility to create a system image. The system image is an exact replica of your hard drive partition, including all personal and operating system files. You want to do this regularly, daily, weekly. Disk cleanup is a utility that can be used to regain hard drive space and performance and speed. And also the disk defrag, utility that rearranges all files on the hard drive into continuous series of clusters. Check disk, you might remember this as a command line interface, is used to inspect the hard drive and correct errors in the file structure. Install patches regularly as they arrive, especially from trusted sources such as Windows, as a matter of security and update of the operating system. Make sure that you have a virus protection on your computer that is updated to protect your computer from threats, and then clean the physical system and remove dust debris that might cause overheating and other malfunctions. And that concludes the Basic Computer Repair and Networking, Unit Number 6, PC Troubleshooting presentation lecture. Make sure that you revisit the slides if need be, in order to make sure that you have all the notes so that you can use your note guide as a study tool for upcoming assessments. And I'll see you next time we meet